Camille Chair. Thank you, Pam. That was wonderful. Yeah, sparkle.
Those are for Granny.
Our comic relief for today.
Yes, I'm the funny one. So, I don't have my speech open. I wasn't ready. Sorry. Okay. Before I start, I would like to let everybody know that this speech is rated PG for mild language use. I'm going to quote Granny. So, this speech is actually quite full of quotes. So, okay. Betty Bean, and for those of you who are wondering, that is her real name. Yes. Was my granny and one of my favorite people. I have looked up to her my entire life, physically for the first decade, metaphorically for the second and third. There was a small ceramic sign hanging in her kitchen that read, "And though she be but little, she is fierce." It's down there, in front of her picture there. And boy, was she fierce. I saw it when I was 12, gathered in the woods as a family, where though she could barely stand, she held fast to Papa's ashes. I heard it in the tone of my full legal name when I told her that I had pierced my belly button. I felt it repeatedly over these last few years, as my mom told me of yet another medical emergency or procedure that most would consider traumatizing, but she faced head on. Did you guys hear that tooth story? God. I'm 31 and I can't get mine cleaned without copious drugs. I can't do it. I can't even imagine. She actually gained popularity at the local Pier 1 Imports here when I was working there. Because I told all my friends she had a very granny-esque reaction to a stroke that was partnered with a head injury that required an ambulance ride. She said, "Damn it." That was her reaction. So it was pretty fierce. All of my friends through the years loved hearing stories about my tiny little Spitfire granny. Like Christmas of 2021, she had a mistletoe hanging in her apartment. I asked her, "Who are you going to be kissing under this?" And she said, "Anyone I want." I don't think there was a pair she owned that weren't sassy pants. Our relationship was not always perfect. We had our moments like anyone else. I already told you about the belly button thing. Times that by 10 and then add 9 tattoos to it. A lot. She wasn't crazy about my hair. Although, now this is a direct quote. When I was little, I said, "Granny, what's your favorite color?" "Green." There was also a time she put my high school boyfriend through her own special initiation. Kind of one of those you had to be there things, but it was loud and odorous and absolutely horrifying. So, she had a bad habit of misgendering dogs, mine in particular. There was a pair of shoes that I never wore again. I suppose most of these could be written off to generational differences, as we know she grew up in a very different time. The woman that my mom just spoke about today, the one from before I was born, is not a woman I knew. I was an adult when I learned of her past, and some parts of it I learned here today. It's hard to imagine her as anyone other than the Barbie supplying, cardigan wearing,